This is the Temple of Zeus. It is located close to the southern side of the precinct, and it represents the most magnificent and beautiful building in the entire sacred area. In 472 BC, when the Ilians, after internal reorganization and political reforms, established democracy in their land and founded the capital of Ilia, they announced that construction of the Temple of Zeus would begin. At the same time, they also decided to reorganize the Olympic Games and to renovate extensively the whole sanctuary. In 457 BC, the construction of the Temple of Zeus had almost been completed. At that time, the Spartans, on the occasion of their victory at Tanagra, hung a shield as a votive offering on the temple's roof. The architect of the temple was Libon of Elis. In order to be in a straight line with its opposite side, the temple's crepidoma, on the side of the Alfeios riverbed, stands on a raised platform about 3 meters high of massive assembled stone blocks capable of supporting the temple's enormous weight. The building is Doric peripteral, with 6 columns on its narrow sides and 13 along its length. This ratio corresponded to classical architectural rules. Its sikos had a pronaos and opisodhomos, which each ended in a portico. Inside, it had 2 tiered colonnades of 7 Doric columns. The entrance was on the eastern side, and access was by a ramp, similar to that of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, as well as other temples in the Peloponnese. The temple was constructed of shell limestone, covered with fine white stucco, which gave it the appearance of marble. The temple's Doric columns were 10 meters and 5 centimeters high, while their diameter at the base were 2 meters and 25 centimeters. Each column had a huge capital, 2 meters and 65 centimeters wide. Directly above the capitals was the entablature, which was 4 meters and 9 centimeters high. The upper surface of the entablature had a continuous marble simi of Parian marble, greater than the normal size. The metopes of the pronaos and the opisthosdomos, with their unique sculptures, as well as the roof tiles, were also of Parian marble. The sculptures of the east pediment represent the start of the chariot race between Inomaus and Pelops, which was won by the latter. The western pediment, dominated by the figure of Apollo, illustrates the fight between the Lapiths, assisted by Theseus, and the Centaurs at the marriage feast of Pirithous. The labors of Hercules decorate the 12 sculptured metopes of the temples Prodromus and Opisthodomus. The highlight of the temple's magnificence and mystical rites was the chryselephantine statue of Zeus. Created by the Athenian sculptor Pheidias, this masterpiece was considered to be one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was completed at least 20 years after the temple was built, and after the great sculptor had first completed and erected the statue of Athena Parthenos in the Sikos of the Parthenon in Athens. The chryselephantine statue of Zeus, a total of 12 meters high with its throne, stood on a pedestal of black Eleusinian stone, 9.93 meters long and 6.25 meters wide. The majestic, enthroned figure of Zeus held in his left hand a scepter with an eagle, and in his right hand a chryselephantine victory. During the Byzantine period, this unique masterpiece was taken in pieces to Constantinople. In 475, it perished in a fire, and since then, all tangible elements have been lost. However, from depictions on coins and meticulously detailed descriptions by Pausanias, contemporary historians have been able to ascertain the statue's original form.